Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Wednesday, June 26, 2024. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I am your host as always, Brian Kruse. Welcome back everybody. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Hope you had a humpy day today. You humped it up with all your best people you know in your whole world. You love to hump, because that's what you do on a hump day. You hump it up with them, right? You hang out, you hump. You hump? I don't know, you hump or hang out, have a good time. Anyways, have a great time today. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Happy Wednesday, happy episode 212. Can't believe it, it's so crazy. So happy to see you all tonight. And welcome back, my co-host for this evening, writer, creator, and artist all around, my friend yours, Miss Lexi Koval. Lexi, welcome back to Kruse Control. How you doing, Lexi? Good to see you.
Hi. Have a good night, guys. Hope you're enjoying the show. Glad to be back. That's one thing I do. I love humping on hump days.
That's
what
we do
every day, so it's just kind of like not anything different for me.
It's a very special time to hump on a Wednesday.
Seeing you, Rachel.
Rachel. Peppy, are you drunk already? I think Peppy's drunk, everybody. I think Peppy's drunk. Sorry. Well, good to see you, Lexi. Yeah, it's gonna be a great night. It really will be. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for helping me out, the chat and everything out there. I saw Racer X on a Wednesday. That's crazy. Good to see you, Queen. Good to see everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. It's gonna be fun, Lexi. It's gonna be fun. It's hump day. It's hump day. And it wouldn't be a hump day. It wouldn't be a Wednesday. It wouldn't be a day we're talking about comic books on a Wednesday if we didn't have our comic book king himself, Mr. Sean Sutherland. Sean, welcome back to Kruse Control, man. How you doing?
Hello. I just took my shoe off and now it's back on. Good to see everybody. Yeah, what can I say? I'm wearing a weird shirt and my camera's about to go fucking crazy. Don't like that.
What's
okay.
What's going on?
We'll see.
How you doing, Sean?
It's just too much color, too much panache here. I'll reset it. It's fine. You know something's gonna go wrong with this fucking thing.
It's just very excited. That's what it is. It's very excited. It's Wednesday, so it's like extra humpy. That's what's going on.
Yeah, I guess so. Too much humpy for a hump Wednesday. There we go. Now it's stabilized. Hello, everyone in the
That's
chat. Lovely to see you. Hopefully, you all made it out to your local comic book stores today. I'll be quizzing you on what came out.
uh-oh.
No, I won't be doing that. That won't happen. We
Come on,
actually
man.
have the same hair today,
quiz away.
Brian. We got to calm that down. I guess.
Yeah.
But
It's
there
just,
we go.
that's what we do on Wednesday. Hey, come on, man. Leave it be. It's good. It's good.
All
You're
right.
looking fly.
There we go.
Looking great. Thanks for being here, Sean. Appreciate you as always. It's
Happy
gonna be
to be
fun.
here as always. Thanks for having me. Yes, let's get to it, Mike.
Yeah. We don't have Mr. Casey here tonight. He couldn't make it. He's in the middle of a bunch of stuff going on. But we have a new guest here on Kruse Control, everybody. So happy to welcome to the show. Everybody, give a big warm welcome out there from Kruse Control, everybody. Writer, director, and guides. This guy's amazing. I can't wait to work on a project that we've been talking about for a while. It's gonna happen. Mr. Trevor Triggs, welcome back to Kruse Control, man. I should say welcome to Kruse Control. How you doing?
Doing okay. How are you doing, Brian?
Doing well. Welcome to Kruse Control. Happy to have you here. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Nice to have a new face on the show. How you doing?
Oh, thanks, Pepe. Yeah, it is nice. Tell me about yourself a little bit, Trevor, because I know it's the first time on Kruse Control. I know you've been working on a bunch of different projects before, directing, and I know you're out here for a while, but you're gonna come back. I know you will. Just tell me, tell people about yourself a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm just like Brian said, I'm working on. I have many projects in the works. I haven't had a good couple of years, like all of us haven't had a good couple of years. I was out in LA for a while, started at the bottom, started working my way up, got to do some assistant directing on a couple of films that did get international distribution. So I thought things were going to go well. And then there was a pandemic. You guys might have heard about it. And then I had some personal stuff happen. So I left LA for a bit to regroup, but it's just given me a lot of time to work on writing and getting my shit together. So hopefully in the next year or two, we'll get some of those projects to fruition.
It's going down.
Yeah, definitely. Brian and I were working on one of them a couple of years, right before the pandemic. We started working on a short film together that kind of ground to a halt due to everything, but it's still in the cards.
Yep. It's going down. I know it's going to happen, and I'm so happy to have you here. We'll talk more about that, too, and happy to have a new face here. It's good to see you here in the show. We're going to have some fun tonight. We really will. Thank you for joining us. The Pep Star is here, too, of course.
Greetings and salutations.
Greetings and salutations, Peppy, man. How you doing? Are you doing good? Is life great today? You feeling good for a Wednesday?
Living the dream.
Yeah, you're always living the dream. You eat too much. You're snacking, you're sleeping, and all that shit.
Hump day.
It's hump day, Peppy, I know. It's going to be a good hump day, too, everybody. It's going to be a great hump day. I'm so happy to have you all here. Thank you again for joining us on a Wednesday. We just started our... joining our channel stuff. We just launched the joining the channel stuff too. If you want to check that out, there's like buttons and badges and stuff. And Sean's gone into the matrix. There's buttons and badges and and beavers and bears and all that stuff. So if you want to join the channel, we have different perks and stuff. And I'll be doing some individual live streams and stuff later on too with that. So moving up and up here on Kruse Control. Thank you all for being here. And if you can't join. If you can't, you can't. Just be here. Hang out with us. It's always gonna be fun because it doesn't matter if you join or not. There's always stuff going on. Either it's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, any day of the week. There's always something going on. That's a lot of breaking news. Come on. All right, it's finally happening, everybody. IATSE has a deal. That's right. Round of applause for IATSE. IATSE finally got a deal, so there is going to be no strike. Now, of course, I already figured this was going to happen. We've been talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks. But now they find the AMPTP and they decided just yesterday, the parties went back and forth, negotiating everything. They have a deal on the table. It's going to go to the membership to actually vote now to see what they think about it. Now, of course, it'll probably pass, no problem. You might be asking, well, what's this all about? They're getting over the next 3-year contract, first you'll get a 7% raise, then a 4% raise, then a 3.5% raise over the 3-year term. On top of that, hourly workers will receive triple time when they surpass that 15-hour work days, which, come on, that might shut down all this shit so people don't get into accidents driving home and working, enormous amount of hours every day and week. And 7-day pay is going to be double time too for people that are on hourly or actual that are in different kind of hourly pay or additional different contracts that are happening right now. So I don't really see a lot of 7-day pay, so that's kind of confusing to me, but good for them. If you are working 7 days, probably a production office, you probably need it so much so. Also, it includes protections against artificial intelligence. Of course, AI is always a big thing. Haven't really given much information about that, but we'll have to see what that comes down to. But it's going to their membership right now. They're also putting more money into the pension health. Of course, they are pretty standard stuff, and it's going to increase to $670 million, apparently. So we'll have to see if people like it, members like it or not. We'll find out very soon when that goes ratification. They vote for it. So a couple weeks. So give us some time, but we'll figure out and we'll keep you updated as it goes along. But hopefully it's a great deal. And hopefully, I think Justin Timberlake hopes he gets a good deal because, of course, he's got that DUI still on his back burner right now. And he's claiming he only had one martini. That's what the bartender's validating that too. One martini, that's it. And he wasn't drunk, but he refused a breathalyzer 3 times from the police officer. Then he failed the field sobriety test. So don't know what's going on with that, but he claims he didn't have. There was a person at the bar saying that he had a lot more than that. So hopefully it's going to be okay for JT. Big talent. But it's a lot to battle with a DUI. So hope the best for him and, turn on that breathalyzer. So that doesn't look too good for him. I bet he wishes he could turn back time like the Terminator because the Terminator's coming to Netflix, everybody. And they finally have their Terminator voice. And that's Timothy Olyphant. Timothy Olyphant playing the new Terminator for Netflix. This series is coming out. Dude, it's freaking cool. I think it's going to be a really cool show. Terminator Zero, man, launching in August 29th. And it's taking place in 2 time periods, 2022 and 1997. Of course, we're getting the future and before when Skynet's on the rise. But Terminator Zero was set in a universe, all new characters, everybody else, whole new thing, but in the same timeline. But we're getting new characters. We're not doing John Connor anymore for this, but the art looks cool. Hopefully it's a great show. I hope it is. I really do. But we got to go back in time sometimes. Just like we got to go back to Andor and we have to bring in, of course, Ben Mendelsohn. He's coming in to play his same role from Rogue One. And I think if you're a fan of his performance, I think he was fantastic in this. You're probably excited about this. Andor season 1 didn't blow my mind, everybody. It just didn't. I know a lot of people love it so much, but just didn't blow my mind. I felt a little bit like, could have been more. I don't know. But then again, look at what we have for Star Wars now. Maybe if I went back and watched Andor, I'd be like, this is fucking epic, But they're going to get another season of Andor. Middleton's coming in to play his same part from Rogue One, connecting all the tissues again. He also played him in the Bad Batch as well. But I hope this is going to be great. But Gareth Edwards, he did Rogue One. And of course, he's doing Jurassic World as well. So that guy's working and working and working. But hopefully his character of Orson is great in this new season of Andor moving forward. We'll have to wait and find out. But something else that's coming back for another season is Interview with the Vampire. And is this still going? This is still fucking going, everybody. I mean, like, if you love it, let me know. Please just shout it out. Let me know if you like this show. But Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire has been renewed for a 3rd season at AMC. And here, I haven't watched it. So maybe I'm missing great television. Maybe I'm missing great television. But the 3rd season, when I heard the premise for the 3rd season, everybody, it's about Lestat setting out to start a band and go on tour. That's where we're at right now. I guess that's where we're at right now. So, man, Tom Cruise is probably shaking at this. She's but what the hell are they making? But speaking of vampires, more Blade news. Even though I feel like this is like going to be like we're going to have a funeral for Blade very soon. But apparently it was nearly supposed to be set in the 1920s. They're going to do a 1920s period piece with this. Very interesting. Kind of shocks me they were going to do that. Mia Goth as a vampire named Lilith was going to happen. And going to be going after the blood of Blade's daughter. And this was something moving forward. Now, of course, they changed it. They had a massive train set they built too, apparently, for this as well. They didn't even use. We were talking about that. They were supposed to shoot. What was during Ant-Man Quantumania they were supposed to shoot. And then they shut down. They did rewrites. They had built this whole train set, and they just never used it. Just sat there. So Marvel throwing the money away at this program. So will it ever happen? I don't think so. I think Sean would say the same thing. Blade is just, I think it's just doomed. But something that's not doomed, that is a period piece officially, is the Fantastic Four. Because Kevin Feige came forward and said the fans were right. He goes, yes, yes, yes. Very much so. It's a period piece. There were a lot of smart people out there who noticed that the city skyscraper was not, normal days. It's in the 60s. So we are going back to the 60s for all of this. And I know it's going to be interesting. He's very excited about it. He was saying this new Marvel podcast that this is like the most excited thing he is about for everything they're doing now. He's like so excited about the Fantastic Four finally coming to the MCU. And I am too. It's called the Official Marvel Podcast if you want to check it out. But they're going to start shooting after the San Diego Comic-Con. First day starting in July. So I can't wait to see how this will go. And Sean, I think Blade is fucking doomed, isn't it? Like it wouldn't matter what year it is, right? Period piece or not. Like Doom is or Blade is never going to happen. I just don't see it happening. We talk about it all the time, but there's no way, right?
Yeah, no, I don't see this coming. Oh my God, my fucking computer today. We're having a great time. Yes, no, I don't see Blade. What?
It's coming for you.
Oh my God, I hope not. Yeah, no, we're not getting a Blade. The fact that they confirmed this Fantastic Four thing around the same time, like it's just to get all the attention away from Blade. I'm gonna break this camera. Get me off.
Forget about Blade, but
I
don't
gotta
forget
figure
about.
this fucking out.
It's okay. Miles Morales, everybody. Miles Morales is moving forward apparently again. Now, this is something that Schneider came forward. Jeff Schneider, he's been like on the internet a lot, like in, of course, his Hot Mic podcast. He was talking about how Sony's looking for a live action Miles Morales. But we talked about this like 6 months ago, something like that. Amy Pascal came forward and kind of like blurted something out about how she wanted to do a live action Miles Morales. So if you think this is some hot news that he was saying, since over the internet today, or I think it was like yesterday, and I was like, it's not. This has been something that's been talked about, and I think it's going to happen sooner than later. And they're going to try to integrate him maybe in Spider-Man 4. We'll have to wait and find out. But I'm excited about it. Could be cool. A new take on Miles. Maybe he comes out of the Spider-Verse. Maybe the end of it, he goes to the real life, and then bam, he's like, now he's real life Miles Morales in the real world, and he has to, maybe travels with multiverse into the real world, and he's in the MCU. We'll have to wait and find out, but this is going to happen 100%. Just like Giancarlo Esposito, it's coming over to the MCU, and he's playing a part in, of course, Brave New World, the Captain America movie. And he came forward, talking about, he said, in all my life, in my other life, he said, my other life, I'm a real badass. If you ever see me a little bit, as Gus over there on Breaking Bad, but when you see me in the MCU, you think I'm a badass. But you see me in the MCU, you're going to see that I am really a badass, and I'm excited for that. Tell me how physical he had to be for this. As a whole different character he's ever played before. He played Moff Gideon. He's pretty physical too. So I'm interested to see what his character and his part will be in Brave New World, which again is riddled with problems, but I hope it's going to be great. I really will. I mean, maybe they'll throw Jeremy Renner in there because he needs to get back to the MCU pretty soon here, but I don't know, because he's saying that he's not sure about these tedious, hard, having to take a lot of energy up roles anymore because of his accent he had. So he's still taking a long time to kind of recoup. He's doing better, but he's not really about to dive into those roles anymore. But he did say he'd like to go back to Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. He had to step down because he was having a family. And he said they were shooting in London, so it was hard for him to step away from his family and just do that. But not, he said, my kids are grown up. Maybe I can get back into Mission Impossible. I just think it's a slow stepping stone for him. He'll eventually get back to it. It takes a long time. It really does. It takes a long time to make a movie too, like Red One, when you keep hearing about The Rock not showing up for work. That was a whole thing that was rumored for a long time. But the trailer came out for Red One. It looks pretty good. I'm going to say it looks pretty good. It's about Santa Claus being kidnapped, and they got to hire, The Rock is apparently his head of security. He's like the head elf, I guess, in a lot of ways. But they have to hire a bounty hunter, played by Chris Evans, to globetrot around the world to try to find Santa Claus. And then in the whole time, he finds the Christmas spirit and believes Santa Claus is real. But the trailer looks pretty good, so I would check this out. And I was kind of shocked about this. Will this be good or not? Coming out November 15th, not that far away. Good for the holidays, and I think it will be a lot of fun. I don't know if Neverland will be a lot of fun, because Neverland Nightmare is coming here in the Pooniverse, everybody. The Pooniverse has risen one more time. And Scott Jeffrey directs this Pooniverse adaptation of Peter Pan, with Tinkerbell doing heroin during it, snorting pixie dust.
Sure. Why not?
And Peter Pan is kidnapping him, trying to murder Michael. And Wendy's trying to save Michael from murderous Peter Pan and the everlasting heroin-addicted Tinkerbell. So, yeah, this is done
Just
shooting.
like
They're
I
in
remember.
post-production.
Yeah, they didn't change anything from the source material. This sounds,
Why would they
Sounds
put on
very faithful.
heroin when there's a drug called pixie dust?
Yeah.
Pixie dust. Maybe they'll release that later. I think it'll be like for we go to the theater, you get some pixie dust along with your sign poster of Peter Pan slashing somebody. I don't know. This Pooniverse stuff is getting out of control. Thank you for sending us me, Lexi.
Oh, every time I find one, I'm gonna send it to you.
The Pooniverse. Trevor, have you heard of the Pooniverse before?
Every time you say that word, I think of something very different. I
That's
think
fair.
we got to
We all
workshop
do.
that name a little bit.
We all do, but it's like Winnie the Pooh. You got Peter Pan. You got Tinkerbell. You got Bambi murdering people. It's like that whole Avengers style of all the fairy tale creatures who are now killing your childhood and I guess their best friend and next door neighbor at the same time. So, the Pooniverse is here to stay.
This sounds like the kind of thing that's funny to joke about with your friends while you're drinking, but this is way too much effort. It's like Kevin Smith actually making Tusk. This is too much.
I know. And these things are going to keep going for a long time. Wait till we get the crossover event of the century of all the Pooniverse characters, joining together to conquer fairy tale creatures. I don't know what's going to happen, but
Maybe they'll assemble like Voltron.
Let's go. Let's do that. Voltron of all the characters.
Oh, we need
It'll
like
be
a
the most
live action Voltron where people just throw themselves into each other and make some kind of homunculus. That'd be great.
We're gonna call that. We got to work on it. We got to workshop a name for that.
We'll figure it out. Give us a couple episodes. We'll get something.
Yeah, we'll get that going. But a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. And it's that time, everybody, because everybody's gonna have a chance to talk about this. We can't just keep spitfiring. Everybody's got that minute on the clock to give all of you out there what to say is there. Hot takes. Let's do it. All right, everybody, now it's time for those hot takes. This is that time to put that 1 minute on the clock, and all my guests get 1 minute to break down all their hot takes for all the latest breaking news. That is all 12 topics we just broke down in the last segment right now. Can they make it happen? Will they beat the bomb? Will they make this the best hot takes of their whole life? Or will they lose, the bomb goes off, and unfortunately, that's it. Their time's done. They can't say another word. Now, it's still up to you. They can still win. You might say, hey, they didn't get 12, but those hot takes are pretty fucking awesome, and they should win tonight. And that's up to you, not me, you, the audience, because you have to vote at the end of hot takes. So tell us what you think about these hot takes. Lexi, how you feeling right now? Who do you think should go first for the hot takes tonight?
I get to pick, don't I? Okay.
Yes.
I think we should go with the seasoned veteran, Sean.
Oh,
All right,
That's Sean.
That's fine.
I think
Let's do it.
I think Sean won last week, didn't he?
There you go.
Don't jinx me, Brian. Don't jinx me. There is a 2-week streak going on here. We don't need the pressure. We don't need the pressure. All right.
Hey,
Let's get into it.
You got this. Just take a breath. Be
got it,
serious.
5 seconds
Calm
each.
down.
Yeah. What can go wrong?
5 seconds each. Hey, you can maybe use the second on one, and then use like a couple more seconds on the other one, man. It's up to you. I believe in you, Sean.
You can do
do
it.
Here we go, Sean.
I think so too. Thank you guys, everybody. Yes.
Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Yes, thank you very much. Get the deal going. We don't want to. We want to avoid another hot labor summer and people out of work. We don't want that. JT DUI conspiracy theory. He wanted to cancel the tour, the world tour, because of low ticket sales. Look it up. Timothy Olyphant's Terminator, fantastic. This is a golden age of animation. We got great stuff coming up and some good stories within Terminator comics, check those out as well. Andor Season 2 bringing in a Rogue One villain, that'd be fine with me. Andor Season 1 was great. I think it was a sleeper hit. I think it was different than what you expected, but I think it's a good change of pace, especially with the Acolyte getting shit on all the time. Interview with a Vampire, didn't watch it, but that's great. Blade, we already know what the fuck I think about Blade. We're never going to get it. Fantastic Four in the 60s, we all knew this was happening. Sony casting Miles Morales, a little bit. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. Could be great. I'm hoping so. Giancarlo Esposito, you nailed it, man. He was Moff Gideon. He looked weird. He looked out of shape. He looked weird. I don't know. Jeremy Renner, thank you for admitting that you're human. I appreciate that. It gives me hope. Red One trailer, didn't enjoy it, although J.K. Simmons, I'll still up for every night. Neverland Nightmares, no thank you. There we go.
I'll give it to you. Sean got everybody. 3 hot takes, Sean.
How
Yeah.
many seconds was I off? 'Cause I swear, oh shit, not these. How
You
many
had like,
seconds did I get off?
I would say a fraction of a second, just a fraction.
Okay,
You
'cause
got it,
I
you're
swear to
good.
God, things were blowing up when I was finishing the hot take on the Neverland thing.
Good hot takes, man. 100 plus from the audience out there.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate
The
you.
hottest takes. They were so hot.
But did you
Just
guys hear
please,
this?
Rex,
Though?
appreciate
The conspiracy theory going on about Jonathan Taylor Thomas, about Justin Timberlake and the DUI, is that he purposely got pulled over and did this so that he can use it as an excuse to stop the tour, because ticket sales are down everywhere for these kind of big names, right? Jennifer J Lo, right? She canceled her tour. Black Keys canceled their tour. All these big names are canceling tours, losing all that money. Do it earlier. Maybe.
Please don't stop the tour.
That's all I'm saying. I think it's
because they can't compete with Taylor Swift, who won't stop touring.
Yeah, she will not stop.
He's gonna live on
Everybody's
tour.
Released like 50 albums this year, right?
I mean, we're gonna get
enough.
all the albums.
That's right.
It's like
Double
10
release,
different
right?
versions
Yeah.
of each.
Double release,
Yeah.
midnight special release. It's like how Dave Grohl was making fun of it too, and he got a lot of fucking trash talk. But I still love you, Dave Grohl. I still love you.
Hey man, it's a 3-hour show. If she needs to lip sync a little bit, give her a fucking break, man. Like I can't imagine doing that every damn day.
I'm a fan of Taylor, but she's got to stop with the 8 different versions of the fucking record.
It's exactly. It was too many
That's
songs.
bullshit. No,
No
it's
one's
like
spelling-
it's like you buy 4 different versions of the record, and there's like 3 different versions of new songs that are only on each one. It's like that's not reasonable to like do that to people. That's not okay.
Yeah.
to,
No one's
make
telling her no.
multiple-
No one's telling her. Let's edit this down, Taylor. Let's do a little bit. Let's focus on this good. She's just throwing it all out there because
Just
she's
doesn't
Taylor
care.
fucking Swift. She's
Well,
top
that-
of the world.
yeah.
She can do whatever the hell she wants.
And people will freaking buy it and take it. People love it.
There
People
you
will
go.
freaking eat that shit up
Swifties
and
love it. Let the
yeah,
Swifties
they'll
be,
Swift
man.
away. Come Swift away. Lexi, who's going next for the hot takes? You feeling froggy? Is it your turn, or are you gonna send over to Trevor for the very first time on Cruise Control?
I won't make Trevor go next. I will do it next. So.
All right, Lexi. This is some tough competition. Great hot takes on Sean's part.
I know.
It's gonna be tough to beat, but I believe in you. I believe in you.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
IATSE gets the deal. Good for them. JT DUI update. I think what Sean said is pretty accurate. It's probably what's going on. This Terminator thing, I'm so excited. I didn't know they were making an animated Terminator. Hell yeah. Andor season 2. That was the one that had what's his face in it. I don't know. I didn't watch any of that shit. So
Andy Serkis.
cool. Interview with Vampire. I know a lot of girls like that show. Hot vampire sex. Why not? More. Blade, not hot vampire sex, so I don't see why it's gonna do well. Fantastic Four in the 60s? Fuck yeah, that's a great idea. I think Fantastic Four works well for the 60s. I think that's what they're made for. Sony casting Miles Morales as a human, like an actual person. Cool. Whatever. I don't care. Keanu, I don't know. I don't know any of this. This is Captain America. Cool. I don't care about Marvel shit. Jeremy Renner, he needs to stop anyway. He was never a good actor to begin with. Red One, that sounds like a weird movie. I might watch it, but and Nightmare, no. Stop.
Come on, Lexi.
Just stop with the universe. Stop. It's all stupid. You know this shit's stupid. I have so much to say about that, but I ain't gonna go into that here.
Great hot takes.
Oh, you're giving it to me. My heart.
I'm throwing all done.
Too many emojis. Too many.
Great hot takes, Lexi.
I try.
Round of applause.
Look, if the vampires ain't fucking, nobody wants them.
Yeah, hold on. They'll be. They gotta be fucking, right? I mean, it's AMC.
Right?
I mean, maybe not AMC. I don't know. They gotta be.
If you're gonna put Blade in the 1920s, I guess you're gonna have them fucking, right? Because I mean, all the 1920s vampire shit's fucking vampires.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking in the 20s. There was, as far as I know.
It
was a time.
You don't get your action vampires until at least the 90s, right? That's when you become an action vampire. I mean,
Yeah, we've chilled out. We've gotten that out of our system a little bit by that time, right?
you fuck through the 20s and the 60s, and then like after that, you start doing your action. But up to that point,
Yeah. Great hot takes, Lexi. Great hot takes.
Oh, True Blood. I couldn't remember True Blood.
Oh, there was a lot of fucking in that. There was.
I was gonna say you mentioned
fucking
vampire sex. That was like most of True Blood. That was like a plot point. Anyway,
I mean, it was
all
like a
vampire
staple.
fucking. That was the whole show. It was vampire fucking. That was the whole show.
They're like, you work on this, you're wearing a sock at least 3 times a week.
The reason True Blood got as many seasons as it did was because it was vampire fucking, and it had Sarsgaard, who was especially hot in that show. So hot. Suki was especially hot in that show too.
I like Bill. Give me your wrist, Suki. I am your maker. Just go. That guy. Anyways. Trevor, how you feel? You ready for these hot takes?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe in you, man.
you can
First
do it, man.
time. First time is gonna be great. I feel you. Take a breath. Get serious. It's chill. It's a fun game. It's just a fun game. No pressure. Just we should build up to it. So, are you ready for it? You feeling good?
Yeah, no pressure except for the fuse on that bomb.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Timer
It's
Tobia.
intimidating. Once you
We
get
got
that
a
bomb,
drum roll.
good
Hot
luck.
takes in 3,
For ya.
2, 1. Hot takes.
All right, so the IATSE deal. From the comments that I read, people seem very divided on whether it doesn't do enough to address safety or doesn't do enough to address inflation. Justin Timberlake, if Man of the Woods didn't kill his career, this probably won't either. Terminator, Hollywood is great. I can't wait to see how 2022 would have looked if it was decimated by a robot war instead of a pandemic. Andor, I'm starting to feel like all of these movies take place during the same Star War. Interview with the Vampire, I'm glad they're bringing him back for a 3rd interview. I hope he gets the job. Blade, Marvel built a giant train set and I don't even get to see it. Be still my broken autistic heart. Fantastic Four. Malkovich is playing the Mole Man, right? Right. Live action Miles Morales, good. Giancarlo Esposito, I really thought he would have made a cool Professor X. It doesn't look like we're going that direction. He'll probably still be good. Jeremy Renner, cool man, I get it, take a break. Red One, this looks like another feature-length commercial for Dwayne Johnson's tequila, so I'm just starting to wonder if Chris Evans has entered the whiskey business. And Neverland Nightmare, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I hate it.
Strong showing. Strong showing.
Thank you.
My God.
How's it feel, Trevor?
I have
Exhilarating, my
to
heart's pumping.
Your JT burn was so sick. That was so good.
Thank you.
That
Wow.
was such a terrible album. It literally like almost killed his career. Like, great. Love it.
Great hot takes. All right, Brian, it's up to you out there in the chat. Tell us who you think should win hot takes. Put an R there, vote. And during doing that, we'll have a little conversation right here. You're right, the JT thing, like that's fucking hilarious. You said, Trevor.
That's good.
I thought when I was like Cry Me a River that was fun, but that's even better. That's funny. You know, he just needs to just, I don't know what he's gonna do. The conspiracy theory thing that Sean was saying though is crazy. If that's really true, and he's just trying to figure that out, do you think that could be what it is, Trevor? That he's just like worried about his ticket sales? Because they're saying he was like stealing people's drinks and slamming their drinks, and then you know what I mean, these people go to the bathroom and he's just like fucking just drinking and shit. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm not inclined to buy it, but if it does turn out to be true, I wouldn't be super surprised, you know.
Yeah. I have a feeling. I feel there might be something there. There might be something there.
Did you ever
You
see
know?
the music video from that album that looks like an Old Spice commercial?
No, I don't think I have.
It's so fucking bad, dude.
Can't say I have. Yeah.
It's wretched.
Oh,
I
shit.
saw the one that looked like an Apple commercial with the robots.
Yeah. Oh, that one's bad where he's dancing with the robot and the song sounds like it's like a broken jukebox.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Justin,
One of the
what are you
worst
doing, man?
Reproduction I've ever heard in my entire life.
Not, I tell you, Justin, I don't know what he's thinking sometimes. But the whole thing, like with the, we talk about Blade enough. We've talked about Blade so many times. Vampire stuff. You're right.
One thing on Blade, I know everyone was waiting to hear this. You can watch Blade the TV series starring Sticky Fingers himself on Tubi, on Tubi now, and it's free.
That show is something special.
Is it worth it?
No,
Probably not. But hey,
No.
you know, go ahead and get sick, cuddle up with a book and some cough medicine, and just enjoy Spike TV from 2000s, early 2000s.
Sean,
2006.
can you tell me
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
In the new Blade, are they going to
Yes.
do things properly and give him his solar lightsaber sword, or are they going to fuck that up still?
Oh, they're
That's
gonna
all I
fuck it.
want to see.
'Cause
I-
there's just too much has gone wrong. Too much time has passed about this. The whole thing's gonna get
But I
shit
think
canned.
I'm
We're not gonna hear it. Mahershala Ali is gonna do his own thing, and
Yeah.
we're gonna get a new Blade in 20 years.
Because Blade was
yeah.
the thing that started that whole silver with vampire shit in movies, and I was like, "That's nonsense. That's not accurate. That's werewolves. It's werewolf shit." And I'm just like, "Okay, sure. Like, if you want to start some bullshit that's never been in vampire lore, go ahead. But whatever." Because it was supposed to be a solar lightsaber thing, and I was like, I don't know why they didn't go with that. That's cool, but okay.
I don't know.
I guess CG was a
AAA.
bit of an issue, but it's not like we weren't rotoscoping lightsabers back in the 70s. So it's like,
People were asking for Pepe's hot takes. Pepe, why don't you do hot takes?
You want a hot take? I'll never do hot takes.
All right,
Wow.
buddy. Yeah.
Hot
yeah.
take.
Yeah. That's a hot take for you. That's definitely a hot take. Pepe, you know what? Whatever.
Queen's
I
on
don't want to
Tubi.
embarrass y'all with my hot takes.
Queen knows what's up. Queen's watching.
Actually-
she's watching our show, and she's gonna be watching the Blade Sticky Fingers show.
There we
I don't know
go.
if you saw, but Tubi's actually killing Disney Plus and subscriptions and ratings and stuff. Like more people are watching Tubi than any other streaming service right now.
Yeah, I've read
great.
that.
Yeah,
Tubi is like, I can't believe that. Check out the Valley on Tubi. I can't
Yeah.
believe that.
Good plug. Good plug, buddy. Yeah.
But the Tubi has been like blowing up for a long time. But again, you have so much content they have on there. Look at all the HBO stuff went to Tubi as well. They were just like licensing that shit out. They're like, whatever, just take those shows, like big shows like Westworld, and like why not? Like people can watch it for free then, have a couple ads. and people are used to that. So I see why it's doing well. You're not paying the $15.99 a month and shit like that, you know. So it's a lot simpler for people. I don't know. I want to put this Red One fast. Red One very fast before we get the voting out of the way, because the Red One thing is interesting. To me, it is. It's like people have been like saying, I'm not sure like what's this actually me about. You got J.K. Simmons as Santa, as a Jack Santa Claus, by the way. And the trailer, he's like super lifting weights. He's like, I can lift more than The Rock, kind of, which I'm all about. JK is awesome. Hell yeah. But like, it's like a buddy kind of road trip kind of. I think The Rock and Chris Evans trying to save Santa Claus. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like it'd be fun. But there was like so much controversy about this movie when they were shooting it, because there was a whole thing about how The Rock wouldn't show up for 8 hours. Remember having that conversation? I don't know if you were here for that, Sean.
Right.
There's a whole conversation. I think you were. The whole controversy.
Bottles and shit. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's common with Rock too. Like apparently that's normal.
Yeah, that's the thing apparently. But I mean, like, I don't know. Do you think that it looks good though? Was it worth it? What do you think? Was it worth it, Sean?
I don't want to see that. No. The Rock had his time. He's fine. He's great and all that. And he had some good thing. I think he was very respectful for his mother. I think that was the whole thing.
Yes.
But, like everything else I've heard about, and like even the stuff about Black Adam, and like how like he really tried to just like take the reins of the DCEU like at the end of the day there. It's just, I don't know, man. I just have a bad feeling about the whole thing, and I don't know. He plays the same thing. It's the same Rock in every fucking movie. I don't know.
He's really
there's
not
no range.
Arnold.
There's no range with those Rocks, right? Yeah.
He wants to be Arnold, but I still love The Rock. I mean, that's my childhood though, because like, you know, I grew up with him dropping the people's elbow, you know, for years.
Yeah, we were all
and
there.
So it's still there, but I do see a lot of the problematic things that come about. And again, he's just overworked. Sometimes I say there's so many jobs in Hollywood. Just, you know, he's got so many, just give some away to other actors. You know, he's doing too much. Let somebody else work for once, man. I get it. You're the fucking most electrifying man in the world, but just give somebody else a job. Let them take that job.
There's a dedicated Rock section at my local Under Armour store for The Rock. He's everywhere. He's got his own like energy drink or some shit now. Like
Zoa.
He's doing it all.
Zoa. That's it.
Zoa.
Yeah.
And he's got skincare now. And you know the thing is, it's like
Skincare.
Going
really?
back to the Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. Arnold was never afraid to take on those roles that were a bit darker. And I think that the idea that Rock was very much like after he had started out in villain roles, and he was like, nope, I won't do those anymore. And then it was like, I'm only going to do the family stuff, and I'm only going to do whatever, and I'm going to keep myself tight knit into this area. And then he took on characters like Black Adam, who are not those type of characters. And it's like, if you're going to take that on, play it properly. I want to see that character. I like that character a lot. I was very excited about that. I'm a Shazam fan. So I wanted to see that. And then it's like, you took that role and then said, I'm doing this with it. And it's like, that's not okay, Rock. Like, if you're going to do this character, do it the way you want. Like, it should be done. It should be done properly, because everything was being handled pretty well up to that point, I felt. And it was like, you kind of like derailed things, like you said. And I don't understand how you think you can have the longevity of somebody like an Arnold Schwarzenegger without diversifying. Because, like, I think the appeal of Arnold is that you did Jingle All the Way and The Terminator. And people love The Terminator just as much as Jingle All the Way. But, you know, we can forget Junior when we can get, another,
we
then you
get
but then you also get True Lies, where you can combine both of those things. We've never seen him really combine those elements either. Like, we've never seen The Rock come together in like a romantic role or any of that kind of stuff. Like, I've seen a diversity in somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and in Arnold's older age, I've seen him take on roles that I'm like, wow, you have really shown me that you have a capacity to be a good actor in multiple parts. Like, you can do even something like Maggie, which wasn't a good film. I'm still proud of him for taking it on. You know what I mean? I'm happy to see you try something so different for you. Whereas The Rock would never.
I agree with Lexi.
And I think like that's what's basically going to destroy his career, was the choice of staying in this Disney lane. Type
now he has that first look deal though. Now he signed a deal with Disney, so now he's doing all of his first looks, all of his first projects are with Disney first, and so now he's like really locked in there. So that's why people are probably saying he might pop into the MCU at some point now, because he is kind of in the Disney world, even though he's rumored to be Apocalypse too. But I agree with you.
Pees in bottles. He gets there's no like the gym. He just pees in the bottles. Yep, that's true.
When you gotta go,
that's what Zoa is, right?
Yeah, it's pee bottles.
It's his
Lexi. There's been geez, it's rock juice.
Prime is just Logan
rock
Paul's
juice,
probably. So
electrifying rock juice. But Lexi, I agree. There's no like Rock falling in love with somebody. He probably couldn't get his arms around somebody. He probably can't even wipe his ass with how big his arms are, you know? But you know what? I think that he's a fucking talent and he could do something like that. Maybe he should branch off and try to do something more.
I would like to see that though. Yeah, like Lexi was saying, we want to see the range. We want to see you do something else. Yeah.
And I really liked him in Southland Tales, where he was playing a character who was a broken version of himself, where he never got to play those action parts, but he was a former action star who was broken. I like that. I like seeing diversity in like characters like that. I like seeing a jacked up guy like that playing somebody who's broken and small. Like, it's cool. I mean, diversify your parts. I feel like The Rock was really on a strong path when he started. I really liked The Rock as an actor, and when I saw how much his films were water, and I was like not uninterested in it. I didn't want to watch, Skyscraper and another thing like that, like Rampage.
Rampage, though. I'll check Rampage out again.
I like Rampage because I like the video game. I watched it because I'm a fan of the video game. That's the only reason I went into it. It wasn't because Rampage looked good. It was because I'm a fan of this game, and I said, how possibly can you turn this into a film? I think that's when you hit that point when you're watching a film and you're going, how can you possibly turn this into a film? That's when you're going, this isn't going to be good. You're going, how can this possibly be something? And I think that's a problem.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Thanks, Peppy. We do have a winner of Hot Takes, though. Great point there, Alexi. Really, it's true. Like, The Rock could do so much more, and he has made some great things. Rampage, it's fun. I just think that he just knows his niche, and that's what it is. But the question is, who won Hot Takes tonight? It's almost like Hulk Hogan when Hulk Hogan fell into that one world where he's like, this is what I do. But, that's a whole different rant right there. All right, we do have a winner, everybody. And it was close, back and forth, up and down, left and right. But the winner has come out. And a winner for Hot Takes today on Kruse Control, which is, again, Hump Day, everybody. What a day to win. Hump Day. Everybody, the winner of Hot Takes is... Lexi wins, everybody. Miss Lexi Koval. Congratulations, Lexi.
I personally think, but that's just me. But I'll take your win.
What'd you say?
I said I think the new guy won. He was funnier than me.
His name's Trevor.
I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
Same Trevor.
It's good. Trevor, yes. Great job. And Trevor, great first time on doing Hot Takes.
Strong showing all around, guys. I'll just throw my hat in there, too.
Yeah.
Strong showing.
Sean, great Hot Takes, too, man.
I don't even want to look at it.
You fucking killed it, But I do think that The Rock should try something else. Of course, he falls into all these different worlds. Like with the Fast and the Furious, he got locked into that world too a long time with Vin Diesel, which is fine and stuff. And I think he's going to go back to that. But Vin Diesel's also back in the news because he's being trash talked. So we can talk about Vin Diesel being trash talked. So this was Sam, everybody. Of course, Hauser's popping up everywhere right now. Paul Walter Hauser's popping up everywhere. He's in the Fantastic Four movie. I feel like everyone's booking him right now. Like, poke this fucking guy. So, but he was doing an interview for Inside Out 2. Of course, he's in that as well. And that is just doing well. We talked about the other day. It's like the #1 movie of the year right now. It's going to probably cross $1 billion before you know it. So insane to beat Dune 2. R.I.P. to you, Dune 2. R.I.P. to you. But on top of that, he was being interviewed, and at that Cineblend, we're doing an interview with him, talking about, they said, you're like the new Vin Diesel now. And he goes, please don't say that. And then he goes, I like to think that I am on time and approachable. I love people. When I hear stories about Hollywood actors who get, paid really well and then mistreat people, I out them constantly, and it's a blast. So he's pretty much just saying, guys, that Vin Diesel is everything that everybody says he is. And everyone, think with The Rock would bitch about him all the time about how they got to do a big feud because he wanted to be the #1 person. They'd argue back and forth, and he was a problem on set. We lost directors from Fast and Furious because he said he was arguing with Vin Diesel. It's, it's his show or the highway. And then again, Paul Walter Hauser just kind of popping up out of nowhere, really taking Hollywood by storm. And now he's just trash talking Vin Diesel. Will Vin come after him? What's going to happen in this situation, everybody? Love that I rhymed in that one. That was pretty fun. I think it's ballsy. I think it's ballsy to say this. And this is, but I think that's also very telling. Again, somebody he's got the whole world ahead of him. He feels fine trash talking Vin Diesel, who could probably, run him over the car tomorrow and then get away with it. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Trevor, what do you think about this? Is this something that someone should say like him? Like, he's just getting an opportunity right now to come into the flow. He's been working on other jobs, of course, done a lot of big projects, Apple TV, he's been in different movies, but now I feel like it's like this abundance of film he just signed on with. Is this some time that you start trash talking other actors, or is he just having a good time joking around? This doesn't mean anything. It's just fun and games.
I mean, I think it's a pretty risky move. Like, you definitely, like, from time to time, you do see this work where, like, a newcomer comes in and trash talks the old guard and it works out in their favor. But, like, more often than not, this backfires. Like, people, I don't feel like want, like, this sort of thing generally. I don't know. I've never met Vin Diesel. I've never even actually heard of this other guy, Walter
Hauser, yeah.
Walter Hauser, yeah. I don't
PWH.
really have a horse in the race here, but it just seems like kind of a shitty way to make your mark.
Yeah, I was just surprised he did it. I mean, again, he's kind of been just popping up. Like, he has done a bunch of stuff, but now it's like his time, I feel like. He's also
up and popping off.
popping off. He's also been cast as Chris Farley. He's playing in the biopic for Chris Farley. He's playing Chris Farley. So, like, he's got a bunch of projects in the back burner right now. Hey, maybe after some publicity.
So he's a dramatic actor.
Well, I mean, he's been comedy. He was in Cobra Kai. He was in Cobra Kai for years as comedy, of course, for sure.
Oh, he's the fat guy on Cobra Kai.
Yeah, he's
And he's talking shit about Vin Diesel.
yeah. I mean,
That's really funny.
Lexi, are you shocked about this? Does this surprise you?
No. I mean, Vin Diesel's had a reputation for, God, how long? What movie did he work on with him? Did he work on
Nothing.
something with him?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
So he didn't work on anything with him. He's just talking shit about him?
Just talking shit about him.
Okay. Well, I mean, Vin Diesel has had a reputation ever since basically Paul Walker's death for being difficult. I do think, but previous to that, he did have a better reputation as an actor on set and stuff like that. I do think that there was a hardworking man there previous to this. But there has been a serious decline. And no one ever talks about the sexual, assault allegations, and no one ever talks about the his behavior with women or his strange behavior with interviewers or any of that kind of stuff. Or ever since he's like taken over Fast and the Furious, and like I said, like after Paul Walker died, his behavior has been erratic and out of control too. It's kind of going back to Terrence Howard and that kind of stuff. I think like he's not in a good place anymore, and I think that there are a lot of things that go with a lot of power, because I mean he has absolute, complete, total control over the Fast and the Furious. We've talked about that before. He is the absolute total owner. Other than the fact that Universal has to distribute it, he owns it. He's 100% the owner of it. He is for Fast and the Furious, but J.K. Rowling is for Harry Potter. So like, just realize that, like, the power that he holds over that franchise. He has incredible power over it. And with that comes, money. I mean, like, it is what it is. So it's like, he can kind of get away with things, but also, like, the franchise he holds isn't Harry Potter either. Like, it's not got that power. Like, there isn't going to be 15 TV series based off of it and all this kind of stuff. It's a little
Once
strong.
it's done, it's done. That's
I
it.
feel
Once
like
it's done.
I think Fast and the Furious had come out in the 80s or the 90s, maybe 4 of these things. But like, I think because it came out in this time period that we exist in where they don't stop making, IPs. I think he got lucky. You know what I mean? He came in right at that crux where everything started shifting, and 3 could have been the end of the series, but he somehow came in right under the bar and managed.
It was done.
Because you know what I mean? Like, South Park could have ended too and all that kind of stuff, but now South Park won't end, and none of these things are going to end. Nothing's going to end because it all started right when it did, and it's never going to end now because everything that came from the 2000s on is just never going to end because that's just the world we live in. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, like with IPs and everything. And so he got lucky. But like, I think even his IP is one of the weakest IPs in comparison. And even though I'm a big fan, I know the weakness of the IP in comparison. And so, You can shoot your mouth off all you want, but you don't have that power anymore. And Vin Diesel, as an actor, the individualized films that he's been working in outside of Fast and the Furious, he has not had a hit in years. I mean, Bloodshot was an absolute total failure.
He's going back to Riddick. He's going back to Riddick. Guardians.
Stop going back to Riddick. Stop it. No one likes Riddick. I like Riddick.
I like Riddick. I was waiting. I was gonna say something.
Hold on.
Oh, we got some Riddick fans here.
He owns the rights to that too, so maybe it's time he makes another one of those.
He is making another one, Trevor. It's happening. That's what he's doing. He's working right now.
When I see it, I keep hearing that, and it does never come out.
The only way he was even going to be in the Fast and the Furious 3 was that if they had to give him the rights to Riddick. He was
He's over.
Give that to me. So yeah, he got that for sure.
The
first Riddick film, Pitch Black is an excellent film.
I don't know.
And I think that the animated film is great. The animated one that Peter Chung did is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking with the second film. The Butcher Bay game is amazing too. Like, Riddick is a great character. He's one of my favorite characters. I just feel like, I don't know what the hell Chronicles of Riddick was. That movie was a train wreck. And then the second film that came after it just didn't go where it needed to go. And I don't know what you do with this character at this point and how you keep this series going and bring it back. Is this something that you can really bring back and make? It's not about a hatred for it. It's why. What's the demand for it? Who's looking for it? Because the quality of the content that you put out, you failed at so much that I don't know if you can revive this and do this. I think the best route to go with Riddick is either a TV show or an animated series. I think that's where you go with it. I don't think you try to make another movie. I don't think Pitch Black is the best one. Absolutely.
It is the best. I love the idea of a series.
I know it's happening because he's got money and he's got power. Yeah. And he's also said, I won't do Fast and the Furious movies unless you give me a little bit more Riddick. Everything in his life is all centered around Riddick. Riddick is his obsession. He's obsessed with it. And I think somebody who's that obsessed with something, I don't know. Like, if everybody else
is doing
it, but nobody's into it like him.
It's really his doing, though.
If everybody else isn't into your shit,
there's a fandom there. Listen,
there's a fan. Sean's a fan of this. Sean, are you a fan of?
I like the Riddicks. I mean, they're not great. You know, you watch Pitch Black, you
it's
Escape
a great
from
movie.
Dark Athena or the game, you play that. It's fine.
Butcher Bay was an incredible game. It was an absolutely incredible game.
Sure, and those memories are wonderful, and like that character is who he is. Just let the guy have his fun, you know. Like I'm all right with this.
It's going to cost us $200 million for him to have his fun, though. His fun could
it's not costing me. It's not costing me. I'm all right, baby. Hollywood can take a hit, I guess. And they'll just keep freaking doing it.
Go ahead. Fine. You know what? I agree with you. How about that?
Thank you. There we go. We're losing fun. I just watched the Paul Walter Hauser clip where he does this. The guy's having a fun time. I feel like this is totally like he's on this press junket. He needs something to say. Someone had an offhand anecdote, and he's like, fuck it, I got to work this in. And then now this is it. And that's fine. I don't have a history of clips of this guy calling out people or putting them on blast. But if this is the beginning of it, slay queen, right? That's what you're supposed to tell him. Let him cook. Let him do it, right? I don't know. Look at this guy. He's fun. He's on. He also has a couple of sketches or one sketch in I Think You Should Leave. So let the guy do it. Whatever he wants to do. Why not? If he wants to drag friggin' Vin Diesel, go for it. Who cares?
He's doing. Yeah, who knows? And again, Vin Diesel is doing Riddick. He was already overseas working on the new one. So Trevor, it is happening. If you're excited about it is happening.
He should have worked a little faster on that and dropped it last month to compete with Rebel Moon.
That'd been good. It would have blown Rebel Moon out of the freaking water, I think.
I mean, Rebel Moon.
Oh my god, that movie. Those movies, I should say. But the director's cuts are coming though. Wait for those. It'll be even better. Yeah, I don't like that. In August.
It's okay, I've seen enough.
Yeah, me too. But I think that Vin Diesel, the Fast movies are coming to an end. This is maybe a publicity thing, of course. But I guess before we move on here, the Riddick thing. So who would watch a new Riddick movie right now? Let's just do a round of hands. I would check it out.
There's not a lot out right now.
You got see.
What? Shoresy came out last week.
Oh shit!
The Bear. The Bear came out today. There's not much content. Let's give us a Riddick. Why not? Acolytes shit in the bed. It's fine.
Oh yeah, Acolytes.
Every
the new Acolyte was better.
The theater. I saw all of them in the theater.
Well, that's
great. There you go. We're gonna check this one out too. It's going to happen, but that's another remake. I mean, we keep remaking these things, coming back to things and rebooting things and changing things and making them come again, bring it to a new era. And now it's time, everybody, for us to go to our new reboot remake of the show of the day and our section called Reboot of the Day. All right, everybody, it's time for the reboot of the day. And it's not something I want to talk about, really, but I'm going to talk about it quickly. And that's Van Helsing's being rebooted. And it's coming as a TV show, though, which at first I'm like, this would be a good idea. But as a TV show, as a procedural TV show for CBS, that has nothing to do with vampires except a very intelligent man named Van Helsing with a partner who will try to save New York City.
That's fucking awesome.
Lord.
I was like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? But they're going into it, and it's the same executive or the same showrunner, I should say, executive producer, showrunner that did Sherlock, the whole like spin-off of Sherlock Holmes over on CBS, or Elementary. It's called Elementary, doing Elementary. So same person like that, and it sounds like they're trying to follow that same guidelines. But it's they're coming. They're pushing right now. They had a big bidding war for it, and CBS ended up winning it. But this series, a contemporary take on the monster hunter, Dr. Abraham Van Helsing, who uses his uniquely inquisitive mind, working alongside his ex, relentless FBI federal agent Mina Harker, to solve New York's most harrowing cases.
Mina Harker. Oh, terrible.
So Van Helsing, a reboot of the day, is moving forward as a series over there at CBS. Sean, I can tell you're very excited about this. Do you think this is like just change everybody?
No, it sounds exactly like Elementary. It sounds, except now you gotta, instead of being like a detective guy, he's a fucking monster hunter. What are we doing here? I can't get past the fact that they changed their name to Mina Harkness. Harkins. They fucked that up too. Mina Harkness. That's like in the lexicon. You don't fuck that name up. And of course, not only are their partners, they used to bang guys too.
They used to bang.
There's a little sexual tension.
Very appropriate for a hump day.
They love throwing that in a CBS show. That's a big component of CBS shows. There's always got to be that tension. But no, this sounds like Elementary, but with Frankensteins and gargoyles and ghouls.
So they don't even say they don't even say they're gonna do that though, Sean. It's like this is like freaking
better. They fucking better. Ever since Grimm went off air, right?
I don't think it's gonna be Grimm.
Where's my Grimm heads?
I love Grimm. I watched most of Grimm. I didn't finish Grimm, but I watched most of Grimm. But I don't think it's gonna be Grimm.
No, but like this whole thing is like, I just feel like AI's punking us on this one.
This is gonna be for like your daddy.
Elementary. It's
your
like,
daddy's daddy.
What's next? We're gonna do. I'm trying to think of like another fucking book character. I can't even think of a book character now. We're gonna do. Where's Waldo? Is gonna be a detective next on CBS.
In the Pooniverse. In the Pooniverse, yes.
His cane. Where's Waldo?
Wolf will be there. Wanda, the wizard, played by Sir Ian McKellen. Can't wait for that shit.
Yeah,
put Where's Waldo in a CBS spinoff. Let's do this. God.
Yeah.
Damn.
I could not watch that, but I would have to watch that.
I just don't know. Trevor, what do you think, man?
Wasn't
Trevor,
there already a Van Helsing TV series within like the last 5 or 10 years that had like a lady Van Helsing?
I think it was on Sci-Fi Channel, I think, right? Or something like
that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There was.
Yeah.
I think she was African American too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember. Yeah. I never actually watched it. I just remember hearing about it.
Is this something that you would watch, or does this sound like this is for like our grandparents to maybe turn on for background noise?
Yeah, this is not something that I would watch. But no, I don't know. I don't know who this is for.
It's CBS, so it's like they always have the procedural stuff, right? But it just seems like there's ripping off, like Sean said, Elementary, doesn't it? It just seems like it's the same freaking show.
It sounds like fucking Elementary.
And like, it's a great character. Did you like the Van Helsing like movie at all with like Hugh Jackman, or do you like the lore of Van Helsing at all?
I mean, I haven't seen the Hugh Jackman movie in like probably 20 years. I really like the anime Helsing. I don't think we're ever going to see a live action version of that. There's not enough fake blood in all of Hollywood to make that come out.
Never, right? Maybe
Never.
one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe.
Oh, I just, for the reboots, sometimes it just drives me nuts. Like, sometimes they're great. We talked about, like, the other day, Enemy of Mine. That could be good. But Lexi, this one, what do you think? Van Helsing as a CBS procedural, which there's no notice or any kind of like verbiage about any kind of creatures, like fairy tale creatures he might be taking out, or vampires. We're just going to be a uniquely intelligent person in New York City, probably with a detective and a cop background. Is this a good thing?
Well, judging by the response from the panel, I don't know. I don't like, bland CBS, procedural dramas. I tend not to watch that stuff. But I hated the Van Helsing movie. I thought it was incredibly idiotic, and I've always been a fan of Van Helsing as a character. I really liked the idea of him sort of being grounded in reality, that he is a sort of a real person, that he is the most foremost expert on understanding supernatural stuff, and not just like a ghost hunter type. Like, he's always been, an understander of, like, vampires and demonology and, incredibly complex, occult shit. So, a fascinating character. And if you really wanted to bring in stuff like Moriarty, and you wanted to bring in, like, even, crazier, or what's it, Rasputin, or things like that, like, there's all kinds of ways you can tie that kind of stuff together in a modern day setting and do things, in an interesting kind of way. So I'm not mad at any of these ideas, and I really think that Van Helsing is best suited to not being an action adventure. Like, he's not an action adventure character. I know that he gets into some shit, but so does the priest from Exorcist. You know what I mean? Like, when you deal with this stuff, you get some throwdown, but it's never this, like, the kind of throwdown that an action hero gets into. It's the kind of throwdown where you're throwing down with the forces of evil, and you tend to be using, your kind of spells and protection stuff. I mean, if you really want, like, an action,
Yeah, that's nice.
Magic guy, you go to your Hellblazer. Hellblazer is more suited to this kind of thing like that. And that's what I would rather see as a Hellblazer series.
Shit out of a Hellblazer show. That'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be fucking
dope. I've said for years, a properly done
Keanu.
Hellblazer.
Let Keanu give another shot at it.
I mean, I like Hellblazer a lot. I think Constantine's a great character. I'm a big fan of him. So I think that would be a better suited, fun, action-y kind of
Keanu
series.
Reeves.
But I think, like, Helsing is very well suited to this concept. I think everything is in place. So, but I think what you guys are saying is that the network that's handling it is going to handle it in this kind of way that isn't going to make
in a CBS fashion
work.
Oh, it's formulaic. They already know
what they do.
Yeah, first season arc is at this point. Like, they announce this kind of shit. They've done this so many times already. This is like let's give Paul Atreides from Dune. We're bringing it back to Dune. Let's give him a CBS show, and his ex, played by Sean Young. Sean Young comes back out of retirement. It'd be great. Let's do that.
Bring in the X's. I just, it could be good. Maybe we'll figure it out. But I mean, the fact that you have the same showrunner here. Well, what's he saying? I have to watch an episode. Or you're right. You're right.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Give it one.
Everything deserves a fair shot. That's fair.
It's like Grimm didn't seem that good, but Grimm was actually a lot of fun a lot of times. It was a lot of fun.
Grimm
and it went on for like 5 seasons.
Phenomenon. It was a cultural phenomenon for its time. It's gone away. No one's thought about it again. Right? Let's be honest.
Nope. I think this is going to do one season, though. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe it won't. But I just don't see it. If it's going to be just like Elementary, that's like, what's the point? That's what I say. What's the point? And again, you could, if you dive into what actually Van Helsing would do as a profession, you're getting after these folklore, woodland, freaking fairy tale creatures and vampire shit, it could be cool. But we need some fucking sex. We've talked about this multiple times. We need sex and vampires and lots of orgies. And this would be a great show, but it won't have it on CBS. It needs to go to Max. That's all I'm saying.
See, like, a character like Van Helsing, like, the last thing he's thinking about is sex. Like
It's true.
genuinely. Like it's
He's
one of those.
not. He's not.
Got
That's why
it.
Vegas can't work,
He's
Lexi.
committed to his goal.
I-
Absolutely.
That's one of those
I feel
obsessive
that.
characters. That's one thing about Hollywood. They never understand those obsessive characters. Those characters who are just completely unable to. They're so focused on their shit that they can't have relationships with people. Like that doesn't exist for them. You know, those people
Yeah.
exist in the world too. Like there's plenty of people out there who just are so focused on their stuff that they just aren't able to engage in any kind of like romantic relationships of any kind, let alone have friends.
I think you're talking about most people that love comic books. I'm just kidding. I love comic books
Right,
so
Sean?
much. I love it so much. And, and because of that, people are fucking hating on Superman constantly because they love comic books. Because the new pictures came out that leaked, Lexi. And I just need to talk about this shit. It's been going on for so long. And it's about time that I launch our new segment here on Kruse Control. So everybody, welcome to Comic Corner.
Oh fuck.
Thanks for shooting that B-roll footage for me, Sean. Appreciate that.
Did I?
I
don't remember doing that.
Are you sure they're Green Lantern?
There's definitely a guy in there looks just like Sean with the green mask. Anybody saw it, we'll watch it again next time, but it kind of
Not
made
me.
me laugh
Not me.
when I put it together. But let's talk about some comic book stuff too, because I mean, of course, Van Helsing was Van Helsing a comic book thing before, Sean? It was, wasn't it?
Wow, that costume's
No.
ugly.
No. It was a no. It was like a literature character hero folklore thingy guy. Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't think it was-
okay.
yeah.
Not quite what we're looking for, but
Not
anyways.
in my wheelhouse.
So this happened. So these pictures have been leaking right now for the new Superman movie, James Gunn Superman, and people are kind of going nuts about it. Before we had that very dark, brooding picture of Superman, but now they've been out and about. They were like, I think they were in like Ohio or something shooting, and all of a sudden people get to see the actual sets. Now I have here too, you see him as Clark Kent, which he has like this like really kind of furry, kind of like messed up hair, like kind of a bush, like an 80s haircut, like I would have when my hair goes crazy. And then you have him as a Superman suit, which is a lot brighter than people expect it to be, because when we actually saw it before, again, it was darker. It looked like it was not that ray of light that you're seeing. But this is a new Superman costume, everybody. I know people have been kind of going nuts about it. I think it looks cool. I think it looks fine. I think it looks fine. I mean, I know a lot of people are giving me shit about that. People probably give me shit about this, you know? I think it might happen. It is a little bit Guardians. It still is. And it's very bright and kind of, he has the trunks. Everybody's going nuts about the trunks. Like people are like, we want the trunks. And now we see the trunks, and they're showing a bunch of pictures of him. And people online are saying, oh, it's not him, it's Ultraman, or it's Bizarro. Or I'm like, how do you fucking know that? Because he's being arrested? That doesn't mean anything to anybody. There's no like information besides pictures of Superman online. But people have been going nuts about this costume. And you know, people are going to hate on James Gunn. It's a lot of characters, Lexi. I'll say there's a lot of characters in this. Regardless, I know like an
ugly suit. That is the ugliest goddamn Superman suit I've ever seen.
Wrong.
That is
I do not
terrible.
I do not like the arm lines. That's
What
like
is the S? The S
The
looks
S
like
is fine. The S is great.
No,
Don't
I don't even know what's
It's a
going
specific
on.
type of X.
It's terrible.
It's a very specific type of S, Lexi.
They just want to make sure Shaq doesn't want to use it. That's all. They're just like,
it's almost like Kingdom Come, but not Kingdom Come, you know?
The whole suit. What are
go.
the shoulder pads on it? The shoulder pads are terrible.
Exactly. There's a little bit of embellishment I don't super love.
It looks like
The
motorcycle
red trunks are great.
armor.
The trunks are fantastic. It does look like he's
gonna
prepared
go ride his
to fall
terrible
off the motorcycle. Yes.
He's got a super bike.
Let's go over it. Like, okay. Sean is our comic
I'm
king
happy
here.
with this, man.
I'm gonna go with Sean
happy with
fast.
this. Yeah. Listen, I have purposely tried to not look at a lot of this, but what I've seen, I've enjoyed. There's a couple things I could nitpick the fuck out of this, but again, I'm gonna withhold my judgment. I trust in James Gunn. I honestly, I'll say this: if you look at Mr. Terrific, and that stuff has leaked as well, the photos of Mr. Terrific, it's amazingly comic book accurate. Like he has nailed the details of Mr. Terrific so well. The haircut maybe not, but that's fine. but it looks really damn good, and I really enjoyed what I've seen. So there you go. It looks really damn good and really similar to what we've seen in the show. There's a lot of rumor out there, a lot of conjecture about what he's doing with this. We're not going to know any of this. I do like the fact that he's playing it a little closer, and all we can do is speculate, and that's what fans are really good at. And we're going to pick apart every little minutia and every little thing on here, and Rick Flag Sr. and Frank Grillo. God bless Frank Grillo. Friend of the
everywhere.
show, Frank Grillo. The dude gets his work. But no, like it's going to be great. And I was really impressed seeing the Superman suit in action. Look at these. From looking at it at this angle, guys, you just got to enjoy it. And we get our first look at the engineer. We didn't even mention the engineer.
Yep.
There's just so much. There's so much going on at this shit. I don't want to know everything, and I'm glad we won't. Like, there's a lot of guesses out there. Like, is this really Superman? Is this the Ultraman? Is this a different universe that our heroes from the new James Gunn universe are going to bring? It's a lot in there. No, absolutely, Racer X, Christopher Reeve. Everyone's got their own kind of, this Nicholas Hoult guy, maybe?
Yep.
What with the scars, bro? What are we doing? We're just going to run through things, and I'm just going to have reactions to it. That's fine with me. I think every generation gets their own kind of Superman. Christopher Reeve is probably, for me, my Superman. I really enjoyed it. Not to say that Hamill didn't do a wonderful job with it, right? Like, he was great. What I fucking called him the name? You know what I'm saying? Just give it some time, man. Everyone's gonna be able to nitpick. Everyone's gonna be able to say some shit out of this. I think this guy looks like Superman, and I'm happy to see how he plays it. So give it some time. Trust in Gunn. It's on our money. In Gunn we trust. Just give it some time. Give it some time, guys. But look at that fucking fair play. Look at that stitching. That's beautiful.
God.
It's. I actually, again, I'm kind of interested in it. I think it's brighter. When it was darker and brooding, I thought, like, what are we doing here? We thought it's supposed to be like a ray of light, you know?
Exactly, man.
Like, he's supposed to be like our
Bring some light
Superman.
into it.
And then you see
Superman
that
is
you
supposed
actually
to be what you put all your hopes and dreams into, right?
Yeah.
And the Christopher Nolan-if introduction into the DCU and the Zack Snyderification of this dark, brooding, mopey, I can't save my dad. That's stuck in a lot of people's craw, and I understand that. And that's fine. There's gonna be people that prefer that, and that's okay. But no, give this fucking guy a chance. Give this some time. It looks great. It looks.
I think
great.
it could be great.
So, yeah.
What do you think, Trevor? Does this costume look cool to you? Do you like Superman? Are you excited about this at all?
I don't mind it. I think there's a couple of things going on with the costume that are like some of the same things people complained about the Zachary Levi Shazam costume. But overall, I don't mind it. I like the red booty shorts. They're fine. Personally, I'm just happy as long as it's not like the D. Snyder Justice League version.
Amen.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It could easily have been that. And this is like, I feel like, James Gunn's trying to be more comic book accurate because, of course, he was working for
man. Yeah,
but he was working for MCU for a long time. Who are always trying to be comic accurate. Everything they do. So maybe,
God, it's perfect.
Sean's really happy about it.
I was so jazzed to see Mr. Terrific's costume in this. This is great.
What do you think about his Clark Kent, though? Here, Trevor. There's a picture of him as Clark Kent and Superman. What do you think about that?
I like it. I like that we're using the different hairstyles there. I mean, people always complain about the glasses, so this is something that we haven't explored in film before. There's definitely more obvious differences between them.
I mean, you can. It does look quite a bit different.
It looks like that Gen Z haircut that gets put on John Hamm in that meme, where he's gonna ask for a tip. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's what we want out of Clark Kent, though, right? We want him to be kind of an awkward, weird dude.
Yeah,
that's the point.
He looks very disheveled and very odd and awkward, and that's what he'll probably play. I'm not sure about the whole Ultraman thing. People are like, "Oh, it's got to be Ultraman because being arrested." I don't understand that. I don't think that's. I think that's just people just speculation station as opposed to just
Amen. Keep guessing. Keep them guessing, James. Keep them guessing.
No, Lexi, you have no good things to say about this at all?
Who's the African American guy next to him? Who's that character?
That's Mr. Terrific.
That costume looks great. I don't know who that guy is.
Hell yeah!
That looks great. That looks cool as hell. That looks fun.
Eddie Gatigi.
I like that.
Wasn't he
Yeah.
in
He was in X-Men First Class. Yep. He was.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
I know him from something
whatever
else,
his
though,
thing
too.
is, he looks great. I like him. I've never seen his character before, but his costume, whatever he's got going on, he looks cool as shit. I like him.
Mr.
But
Terrific is one of the smartest people in DC Comics. Sorry, go ahead, guys.
no, that's cool. See, that interests me. I'm interested in that, and I like seeing African American representation properly. Like that's cool. It's great. But Superman, the thing with Superman that always gets me is that he's the Man of Steel, right? Like, guy doesn't need any costume, doesn't need any padding, doesn't need anything. He can wear like the thinnest layer of anything because he doesn't need anything, right? He's impenetrable. He could be naked fighting these guys. It wouldn't matter. The costume is just a symbol. That's all it is. He states it repeatedly in all of his comics. The costume is purely a symbol. That's all it is. And so this whole 3D printed, puffy, unnecessarily looking like armor, I don't see a point in making these bulky costumes on Superman. That's really what I'm getting at, is that it's too thick, it's too hefty. I don't see a point in ever adding those additional definition lines, the shoulder pads, all that kind of stuff. He should be seen. You should see every rippling peck and individual piece of him, because that's all you need. Like, Superman is the Man of Steel. He doesn't need a costume. The costume is purely representation of the fact that he's there. That's all it is. And so spandex is exactly what he wears. It's all he needs. Doesn't need anything else. And I think he makes it out of a thinner material later on, so you can, like, it's some sort of space shit. I don't fucking know, but like, it doesn't matter. Like, he doesn't need anything. It's irrelevant.
Trust fall? What are we doing with this?
You know what I mean? Somebody like Batman, I can accept in the movies when you start building bulkier, padded kind of Batman costumes a little bit more, because, he's a regular guy, and I can say, okay, I can see how a guy who's got a lot of money would invest in a sort of lightweight but padded sort of suit, because he's got to go out and fight people. He might want some Kevlar in there. He might want to find ways to help him, with these sorts of things.
Uh-oh.
Lexi? Oh, I might have lost her for a second. Yeah, but I get what she's saying. But I still think, though, it looks pretty freaking cool. I mean, it's different. It's different, you know what I mean?
It's fucking cool, man.
It's brighter.
We live in a world where we're getting another Superman. Just fucking be happy. Enjoy
Utility belt's great.
Man.
It's bigger than I expected it was going to be.
Belt looks great. Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Can I ask you before? I know you're in the middle of somebody. Do you want to watch? Because there's also, this came out, but also like the new trailer came out for the Caped Crusader. Do you want to watch that too, everybody?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I want to watch that for sure. That's
This
the
is Bruce
animated
Timm.
series.
I held off because you sent me the email that this we talk about it. So yeah, I kind of want to see it.
Is Bruce Timm, Matt Reeves involved with it too? It's very interesting that you have that whole dynamic. J.J. Abrams, but here we go. 10 episodes coming August 1st. The Caped Crusader.
Asking the question on everyone's mind these days, what do you think about the Batman?
I'm frightened. This whole city's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Well, he's breaking the law, ain't he? So they ought to catch that freak and lock him up.
I won't say it's gonna be easy, but catching criminals is what we do. So this one dresses up like Dracula, so what? We're gonna take him down. What do we know about this Batman?
He's been beating the tar out of muggers and dope peddlers out there the last few weeks.
He's mostly been seen at night driving that hot rod of his
Hot
100
rod.
miles an hour.
And now he's even attacking our brave police.
Nice car.
Don't do that.
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. And his time in Gotham is up.
I love the animation.
God, I can't wait for this.
It's explosions in 2 weeks. So appropriate for the animated series.
Peculiar.
It's gonna be so good.
There's something more going on here.
Oh, Bruce Timm. That's all I care about.
He knows too
That's
much.
such a good team. My God.
It really is.
Scratched.
Bruce Timm and J.J. Abrams.
The
I can't
kings
think of a
don't
better
run this court
combination.
anymore. The jester does.
Bang.
Look out!
We could be looking at an all-out gang war on the streets of Gotham.
This is a losing battle. 100 other monsters will show up to replace anyone you take down.
Probably. But now they'll all know I'm coming for them.
Oh shit.
Is this supposed to be like a continuation of the 90s animated series? Kind of like what they did with X-Men 97?
No,
It's
not like that.
thing.
It kind of like they wanted to evoke almost like a spiritual successor, kind of like evoking that kind of feeling, but it's its own little thing. Obviously, based on the costumes and especially Catwoman's costume, that's a giveaway. His costume, Batman's costume, is pretty darn close, except it's missing a lot of purple that the original costume had.
I think it's supposed to follow the old detective stuff more, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's back in that kind of timeline of his early adventures, especially the look and feel of the city.
Oh, yeah.
But they interestingly they included some little notes for some more modern heroes, but still kind of seen through that retro lens, which I think will be really interesting. I agree. Someone in the chat said it. Angel. I agree. The voice work was a little off for me. I don't know if I'm ready to accept who's doing
the new Batman.
Who's the Batman man?
Bruce Timm's dead. You can't really you know what I mean?
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. He died. I can't really do anything about that.
Yeah. No, I love what they're doing. Honestly, I got some chills.
Hamish Linklater. That's his name. Hamish Linklater.
I don't know. I am surprised that Diedrich Bader, who did voice Batman, is playing Harvey Dent. So that's an interesting little tip of the cap there. It's a decent cast. Christina Ricci's in it as Catwoman.
Yep.
Selena Kyle. This is good. I'm excited about this. This looks cool. Even if we just get 1 or 2 seasons of this, please, that's fine. That's okay. But the look and feel of it, you're taking that old kind of approach and that style, that retro futurism that they tried to and did very well in the Batman Adventures the original animated series, and mixing it with obviously new technology, that kind of stuff. That's cool. I'm excited about that. Yeah,
I think it's cool. And they had an idea about it before. I think it's before because it's supposed to go to Max originally, and then they were developing it, then it went to Amazon, and they kind of changed at that point because I think at one point it was supposed to be a continuation of the animated series, but then Kevin died, and then things kind of changed, and so they kept the same style, and then they kind of became what it became, conceptualized into what it is. And I think they're going to try to hold true to that kind of feeling though, right? That's what it looks like.
I'm with you, Tim.
Yeah.
I'm just not sold on it yet. I got to give it some more look. That's all.
Yeah.
I was excited to hear everything else in there though.
It's going to take some time, but I'm excited to see where they do that because it is kind of pulling off, I think Trevor was saying, the X-Men 97. It's kind of trying to pull off those heartstrings too. It's like DC's way. Yeah, and I think they're trying to replicate what Marvel's doing that way too. But this was in works for a long time as well. So I'm almost as long as X-Men 97 was. So it's been back and forth. Again, they're trying to, I remember talking about it over 2 years ago, something like that, when we first started Kruse Control, when it was first announced, Wow. And still, I'm excited to see it.
My God. Yeah. I mean, DC Animations chops have been wonderful. There are some hits and misses here, but
they're my favorite thing ever. I adore
exactly. They've done so. Have you seen the Crisis on Infinite Worlds?
Oh, I need to watch those.
The animated stuff. It's great. It's great.
I haven't gotten caught up. DC films behind. That's where I'm at right now. But let me tell you, there is no DC animated film that I have not seen. They are the best. DC's animated films
really good.
Are perfect. And it's if you don't want to read the comics, they're pretty accurate to giving you DC lore and comics and stuff. They're pretty they
do a nice distillation of the storyline for sure. But even we get something like a Harley Quinn show, right? That's fantastic too. One thing I do want to say too, even if that Batman's voice isn't my cup of tea, I think it is. We're approaching this same kind of idea around Christopher Reeve's my favorite Superman versus Henry Cavill's my favorite Superman, right? It's people grew up with different Superman, different Batmans, and that's just kind of what's in my head as the Batman. When I don't hear it, or when I see a Batman, I'm picturing Kevin Conroy. That's just how it's gonna always be, because I was fortunate enough to exist in that timeline where he was Batman for everybody.
He just was the voice, though. It's and then he passed. It's the same with the guy. I just watched a thing about the guy who does the voice of Optimus Prime, and he said, "I'm going to be doing the voice of Optimus Prime until I'm dead." Basically,
Peter fucking Cullen.
And I'm just like, that's fantastic because I can't think of anybody else doing it except you. So it's like you want that kind of thing. You want that consistency. I am horny for this show. I'm so excited. I can't even begin to say like how excited I am.
Hump Day approved, yeah.
Hump Day approved.
Bruce Timm is like, you know, I talk about Bruce Timm on here all the time.
You love Bruce Timm. I know.
Bruce Timm. Oh yeah.
Anything he does is like gold. And like when you were talking about taking over the DC universe, I was like, don't give it to fucking Gunn. Give it to Bruce Timm. I want Bruce Timm to take over. I'm like, forget it. I'm like, Bruce Timm should be doing it. I'm like, the DC animated universe is perfect as far as I'm concerned. It's always been perfect. And all of the series are flawless. I'm like, Batman, Superman. That was the first time I ever liked Superman in my entire life was when Bruce Timm took over the animated Superman series. That was the first time I ever like saw him toned down so he wasn't overpowered. He was like at a level that made him like an enjoyable hero for me. It really like finally got me into Superman lore and it made me like enjoy him. And it was the first time I really got into that character. You know, Bruce Timm really made him approachable for me. It was enjoyable for the first time. Yeah. And then I got into Justice League, and then I got into Justice League Unlimited, which is the best show ever made. Ever made. The Booster Gold episode, I can't get enough of. It's like the best episode ever. And I want that movie. I still want to, and I still think that you should play Booster Gold, Brian. But you know, like
I would love that.
I just like I loved like so much of that stuff. Like he really understands how to bring all this stuff together. And the thing is that if you've been watching the Bruce Timm universe stuff, like as a kid growing up, and you still are watching, like we're talking about these animated series and these movies and all this kind of stuff, it's all cohesive. Everything kind of melts together in this like non-stop, like continuous story. And it's almost like watching a soap opera. You know what I mean? Like the Bruce Timm universe almost feels like Days of Our Lives. You know what I mean? Like I've been watching it so long that I'm not going to stop watching it. It's such a long standing commitment for me. Like it's like Dark Shadows or something like that. Like seriously, like it's not the same as an individualized thing. If you he understands, like Sean knows what I'm talking about because it's like, they're all connected. If you've been watching one, they're all connected. And that's why he's like, have you seen the new one? I'm like, no, I haven't yet. I need to get back on the train. Cause I'm 4 behind and I'm like, but I can't watch those ones until I watch the other 2 that I missed because I'm like, I got to connect it all. And also, just on a side note, these Mortal Kombat movies are doing as well. Excellent. They're also good. And they're not Bruce Timm, but like Warner Brothers animation division is the one thing that Warner Brothers truly has going for it. If you want to see good Warner Brothers content, their animation division is killing it. They've always been killing it.
Then they're the future for them. Hopefully they can save a lot of it, you know. And I've seen a lot of stuff too. And it's like it's so good. I'm like, why are you not writing the actual feature films? Like the Flash when they had it saw before, it was like really fucking good. And I'm like, why are you not doing the features? Is this your world at all, Trevor? Are you excited about this Batman series coming forward?
I am. I mean, I absolutely fucking love the animated series from the 90s. And then also, you know, same as like what Sean was saying, like Kevin Conroy is always my Batman. Like I'll pick Kevin Conroy Batman over any of the live action ones. So no, I'm really excited about this. I just I haven't kept up with the development of it very much, so I didn't really know that this was coming. So no, this is real exciting for me, like finding out about all this and watching that trailer right now. So
it's like all dropping at once too, which is going to be amazing, I think, too, for a lot of fans.
Yeah, I recently purchased the 90s animated series on Blu-ray, and I was rewatching it again, as an adult, after having not seen it since I was a kid. And I guess I need to finish that up real quick so that I can be ready for this.
It's absolutely brilliant, the writing on that show. Some of the most brilliant writing I've ever seen.
Great acting too. Like the voice acting was phenomenal during that show. So
hell yeah.
Great time to be a kid. I gotta tell you that.
It's approachable. Yes. They tell great stories. You can view them individually. There is a larger narrative if you really want to go that deep, but it's approachable. It's enjoyable, and there's so much. Yeah. I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, the animated take on New Frontier, which is a fantastic DC storyline, imagining the early age of the DC heroes, and actually the way that they played and that animated Wonder Woman, I think, is one of my favorite interpretations of that character too. So.
Tim invented Harley Quinn as well. So if you really want to see somebody who understands the character, Tim made Harley Quinn.
He's the guy. He's the guy, and I think that it's good they're working with him again. Hopefully, it branches into and bleeds into the DCU cinematic universe somehow. You know, I still think that the X-Men '97 is gonna be part of the MCU universe. I tell Sean all the time, it's gonna happen. It's gonna all tie together.
We're gonna put money down on it eventually.
We're gonna tie together. They're all the same. They're all the same, man. It's all the same costumes. That's all I'm saying. It's all the same.
Hey, 2 weeks. July can't come soon enough, baby.
We'll can't come soon enough. We're going to find out very soon. And also on top of that, we're going a little late, guys. Hold with us. Also on top of that, you know, there's the Lantern series, which has been a Max original series. And then there's Harry Potter, Max original series. Broken Dream, Max original series. Well, now HBO and Warner Brothers is kind of going back and forth about this whole Max thing. And they're like, maybe we don't call them Max shows anymore. We call them HBO shows. What does that mean? Let's talk about that as we do our feature story of the night. This is kind of a big deal because for a long time when they branded HBO Max down to Max, they said, oh, everything's Max original, Max original, Max original. Well, now they're changing their mind and they've realized that the name HBO means something. Duh.
Yep.
We said that how many times? HBO home box office has fucking staying power. Max has nothing. Max might as well be a fucking porn shop on your corner that got shut down last week. You know what I mean? Nobody gives a fuck about Max. And so now they're realizing that, so they're taking Harry Potter series, a new series. They're taking Lanterns, the DC series. They're taking Welcome to Drury, and they're like, we're going to brand this HBO now. HBO original. But the question that comes to that is like, well, what happens with Max? Well, they're still saying they're going to go airing on HBO, the channel itself, but then on streaming as well. But I think this is a whole like thing that's going to break down further than this. I think this comes down to is them realizing that when they changed their name to HBO Max to Max, they fucked up big time. And I think that's what this is. And I think this Max is going to be gone soon. I think that HBO is going to wipe it away. We're going to find a new name or rebrand. It's a whole rebrand thing. That's a hard thing to do after you rebranded already multiple times. But if you're already start naming your other shows that are big shows moving forward, they want to do it with Penguin, but then they're like, that's too far gone. So wait until 2025. So everything come out in 2025 and beyond, these big production, big budget things will become HBO. This is a bigger thing though, I think too, on top of that, because it's been a rumor for a long time that Zaslav has been trying to build Warner Brothers up to sell it off. And so maybe he realizes that he's fucking with the Warner Brothers brand, the HBO brand, by calling it Max and making it less sellable to a future person that might buy the whole conglomerate up at once. But I think this is going to do a lot of things. I think Max will be shut down within that year. I think we're going to change that. That's what I think. And they're still going to stream on Max, but I don't think it'll be Max at that point when these come out. I think this is like a whole understanding. We fucked up. We have to go back and fix it now. Or do that, we got to rebrand one more time. And I think this is a small, minute thing they're doing right now that's going to become a big snowball effect in the future, which makes sense to me. They should never fucking change from HBO Max from the get-go. I get it. You have Max, you have HBO, you bought, Discovery, that's there now. You got news, you got CNN, you got sports, you got all that. It's already got DC, it's already a Max network, HBO Max. We're covering everything before. Why we gotta change the name? It was the dumbest shit in the beginning. It's dumb now. It's just fucking dumb. And they understand it's dumb. They took them how long to realize it's dumb? It's dumb. Sean, is this them just fucking up and at the end of the day they finally realize it? Or is this gonna are they gonna just shit on Max and dump the whole thing?
I think for me it's more about WB realizing what they've given up by trying to force a new brand within this, right? Like the name recognition, the characters, everything that this could have been, they went for something new. And obviously that's hurt them in some kind of brand confusion. People who grew up with a real HBO or turning it on for movie premieres, right? It's different now. It's a different kind of beast. It's disappointing, obviously. I mean, especially I just don't want this to fuck up the Green Lantern series. I
know it sounds so good.
Of all the stuff with Gunn, that one. But no, I do think this is a little bit of a course correction. I think this is a little bit of excuse, give me a break here. My apologies, but I never really understood it. They forced you to download a new app. They had to get rid of the other.
You're
one.
right.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think WB didn't really recognize or respect the power that name kind of had because they had more control of the other one. It's sad, but these things happen. It's good to see that they're willing to maybe admit it,
Course correct, maybe?
Course correct. Give it a chance.
It might be that. I saw Racer X what they have. Well, they have like Turner Classic Movies under here too. They had the Harry Potter movies. Those kind of moved on. They license them out like they're doing everything. They're licensing everything off because they realize they fucked up, I think. I don't know why they licensed everything off. They've been doing that. And I think that on top of that, it's like all these big shows. They're just trying to change and make it HBO, home box office, use the brand name again, and then restructure everything. It's just going to happen. It just has to happen. What do you think, Trevor? Did you see the writing on the wall with this when they rebranded from HBO Max to Max? Is this just something you were expecting to hear any day soon? Or is this like, oh, you guys, I didn't realize, like, maybe we all just should have figured this out a long time ago?
I don't know, man. The whole thing has been just such a clusterfuck, like from start to beginning, start to end, top to bottom. Yeah, once Zaslav came in and like started cleaning house, like I was following it really closely, like in the beginning, and then I just got so burnt out on like watching them like destroy all this culture for tax write-offs. I haven't even been paying attention to them anymore.
Preach.
Yeah, it's a mess. But like, who are they even? Like, if he is building up the brand to sell it off again, like who are they even going to sell it to at this point?
The one big name right now to this day has still been Universal. That Universal, they've been kind of like trying to put together so Universal would buy the whole thing. But that's behind closed doors. A lot of people have been talking about that for a long time in the trades, and also like, Deadline and all that.
Universal doesn't want half of it though. They only want some of it.
That's the thing. You're right.
They want Harry Potter, but they don't want like a bunch of the like other shit. They probably want the DC stuff. They probably just
want the DC stuff.
They want the big IPs, but they don't want all the, they don't want to clean their house either. There's probably a bunch of garbage in there that they're probably like, which I don't think is garbage, but I think that to them, they're like, I don't want this, and I don't want to deal with that, and I don't want to deal with, the repercussions of that, and I don't want that, and, that kind of crap. So there's probably a bunch of that going on. But like, as far as like the chat was saying, a brand name means everything. I think that's like, who doesn't pay attention to a brand name? Everyone pays attention to a brand name.
Does.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Why do you think Balenciaga still exists? Why do you think, people pay for Versace? Why do you think whatever? It's all in the name. It's all that matters. I'm like, cool. HBO means something. Yeah. Like, like the fact that they took the HBO off and they just called themselves Max, people were pissed. I was pissed. I was like, this isn't HBO anymore. And they were like, then they went, oh, I'm going to take HBO and I'm going to combine it with Discovery Channel. Do you know how that felt to somebody like me? That felt like taking like craft dinner and combining it with fine dining. Like, ew, it's disgusting. I don't want Discovery Channel mixed in with my HBO. I go to HBO because I watch film. I watch high class television. Mm-hmm. I watch The Sopranos, and I watch really, really good documentaries that actually have well thought out information in them. And you're giving me 600-pound housewife and, house flippers.
MILF Manor.
And you're mixing it in to my, pate. Ew, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? The day that you did that, I was offended. Now, when you brought WB into the mix, I was like, okay, a little Chardonnay, a little bit of like steak, a little whatever. You got a nice mix here. I'm happy with this. I can take some of this over here and put this with this. We can make this work. We can find a way to mix these restaurants together, but we can't mix, fucking Taco Bell over here with this. This is not okay. Like, seriously, who's the demographic and market who's watching Discovery Channel and, all like the Lifetime Network and all that kind of stuff, like, or not like, TLC. That's what I was thinking of. Those channels. And I'm not saying that I don't watch this stuff either. Sometimes I like Taco Bell, but I don't want them mixed together. Like, when I'm in the mood for a very particular kind of thing, I'm not going to HBO for that kind of palette. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bring back some real HBO. I love that show. That show was great, and that one we used to deal with the cadavers. It was that Autopsy. I love that show. But like, that's as raunchy as that channel ever got. Like, that was as low class as we ever got. And even those shows were still educational in comparison to anything that's on Discovery. What, American Chopper? Go fuck yourself. Like, I'm just, I don't know what you are, how you could think that. And then you took that and you went and you looked at the HBO things and you went, I'm going to clean house by throwing out all of the good, like, quality content. I'm going to take brand new shows that were just made, quality shows that were just made and throw them in the trash. Stuff that people can't even watch anymore. Stuff like, the one that was made by the guy who did Regular Show, that really, really great animated show that he did for adults. It was I can't remember what he did. It was like three seasons and it was gone out the window. Or Infinity Train, or all these other animated series that he did that were just like thrown in the trash. Because let me tell you, animation is the one thing they have no problem throwing in the trash whatsoever. They're like, oh, animated series, gone. Like, unless it's Teen Titans Go, like they're just gonna throw it in the trash. Like,
Teen Titans.
and so it's like, what are we doing here anymore? Like, there's no programming on Cartoon Network even at this point. So I don't know what you're bringing over. I don't know what you're hoping to gain with these actions when you're melding so many of these things together and then eliminating so much content from each one of them. You're not bringing any of the old content out for any of us to watch, because Cartoon Network has a slew of old shows that we could be watching on your channels. Discovery Channel does have a bunch of old stuff that we could be watching. HBO has a plethora of wonderful old content that we could be watching. You're not giving us any of that. So you're just withholding anything that's worth watching, and you're just whatever. Where are we getting? What are we gaining? What are we doing with this? And like, as far as the brand names are concerned, like just taking them and throwing them in the trash, like everybody would be much happier to see an HBO with all of HBO's content. We would pay more money for a singleized HBO streaming service and a singleized WB streaming service than this mess that you've taken, where you've just shrink wrapped everything together and given it to us in a ball, and we just kind of hope we'll get something. This is why YouTube's winning. This is why YouTube's winning in all of the streaming stuff. Remember I sent you that article? This is why they're winning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they're making a mess of everything right now.
They just don't understand what to do with it. And it's like, and I think they forget what brand does fucking matter. I think they forget about that. And it's like, just at the end of the day, they had the biggest brand, the best brand ever when they had HBO, and they just like fucked it up. And now they're just trying to like go back and forth and figure it out, but it's kind of too far gone, but maybe they'll figure it out. And like, I saw somebody else say about like what, I think it was Queen said that Zaslav's trying to destroy. I feel like Zaslav's trying to navigate to sell it off. I think it's always been a sell thing. I think he's always been trying to find a way to sell it off.
WB, just stop.
Thanks, Peppy. I think they're just trying to fucking figure it out. I mean, and for me, at the end of the day, this is one of those sad things that's like home box office. What a brand. I remember being a kid hearing about that home box office. And it's like, that means something. Max means nothing. And Zaslav, if you're a real fucking person trying to figure out what to do with this brand, maybe this is your first start. Make it HBO again. Bring back the HBO and fuck the Max.
James Gunn's Suicide Squad didn't fail. The first Suicide Squad failed.
Yeah, you're confusing. There's two different Suicide Squad movies. It's very confusing. I understand that.
It is. And they're called Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad. So it's even more confusing. Anyways, everybody, it's happening. They're going to HBO. What will that mean? What will that matter? What will it change? What will it evolve into? We'll find out very soon. And only Zaslav knows for now, but we will know before you know. And then we'll all know together as one cohesive unit. Hey, everybody, thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you so much. Hope you had a great night. Happy hump day. I've been sweating. Oh, I've been sweating so bad.
My God.
It's the reveal. It's the reveal. Oh, my God. It's the reveal.
That pink shirt became salmon colored.
I'm patchy. Oh, I'm patchy. Woo. Thank you for being on Kruse Control. Appreciate you all. Happy hump day. Been a good hump day. We've humped it up the best we can on a hump day, as we do every Wednesday on Kruse Control. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you. Join our channel if you can. It's always fun. You get some buttons, fun stuff, Thirsty Daddy stuff, some friend the show shit. There's like some badges and all that shit, and more will to come out once people join. So it's always great. It's only $2.99 a month. It's fine. It's just simple. It's like something $3, less than a latte. Anyways, thank you so much, Sean, for being here, Mr. Sean Sutherland, our comic book king himself. Appreciate you. Hope you had a good time tonight, and thank you for that B-roll footage again for the intro for Comic Corner.
Yeah, I'm not going to take credit for that, but thank you, everybody. Love the chat.
I thought you were
great to meet you. Actually, always a fun one. That was not me. Don't put that out there. Don't put that out there. Don't like it. If it's Wednesday, it's got to be Kruse Control. I'm going to be here. See you guys next week. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, Sean. Thanks for kicking ass, bringing the facts, and being part. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen, for saying that. Yeah, it was fun tonight, right? Right, Angel? Fun show. For the very first time, thank you, Mr. Trevor Tricks, for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you so much. Hope you had a good time, man. Great hot takes tonight. Great fucking job. Appreciate you. Hope you had a good time. And please come back, man. It was good talking with you. Hope you had a great time. It's fun.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, looking sharp wearing a suit jacket too. That's all I'm saying. Suit jackets, is my thing. Come on, Sean. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he didn't sweat through his.
He did not.
I have air conditioning in my place.
Racer, what do you want to look at, Racer? I'll bring one over. Hold on. Go ahead, Brian. Do your thing. Keep going.
Ms. Lexi Coble, thank you so much for being on Kruse Control as much. I appreciate you so much helping us host out tonight. Host the most, helping me kick some ass, helping chat and everything else. Right. And please check out her artwork. I can't find the artwork. I know you sent me something. We'll talk about that again, and I'll get the artwork up there so people can see it.
My art. See how it is.
I don't know what I did with it. I can't find it. I was looking, and then Superman's flying in here.
Send it to you again.
That's Bizarro, actually. Hold on.
Nice. His costume's better than the new one.
Oh, get off of it. Get off of it, Lexi. Good Lord. Why am I... Brian, please. This is not... There you go.
Anyways.
Wrap it up, Brian.
Love you, Queen. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you as always. Again, please like and subscribe. Join our Patreon if you can. Spread that word. Numbers keep going up all the time. Thanks, Angel. Yeah, Trevor's a fucking cool guy.
Yeah,
appreciate him being here. Yeah, appreciate you. Thank you all for being a part of the show tonight. Again, you gotta like and subscribe to our Patreon if you can. And as always, everybody, you gotta spread that love, that word, and all that fucking business out there. You gotta tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, your grandpas, your great grandmas and grandpas, because they're still here. They're kicking ass, they're taking names. They're in your backyard kicking that fucking chinchilla's ass who pops up every day, fucking making holes in your backyard. That's okay, because that's from school. And you can subscribe to that mailman, the post person, the person that came back in your yard. That's supposed to be your fucking pool person, but they're not pool person. They're still there. They subscribe to you. Fucking don't subscribe. And then you subscribe to them. The chills, the beavers, the bears, and all the fucking woodland creatures. Everybody that came in your backyard that hop up. The rabbits, all the squirrels, the fucking nibble everything. And the chains that pack away. They subscribe. You can subscribe to them. Make that fucking shit happen every day. When it does, we'll become bigger. And we'll conquer YouTube when it happens all day. We'll be there. And we love you so much for fucking being part of it. And join our fucking chat thing. I don't know what it's called. It's called joining your channel. I don't know. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Appreciate it so much. Happy hump day. Hope you had a great time as always. We'll be back on Friday. We'll have a few drinks, have a few laughs, and bring some more news. But until then, everybody, see ya!